Hi, welcome to Backstage 360. I'm Kelly Bennett. We're here at 2023 NAMM interviewing a whole lot of different artists that are coming by, and we've got Whitney Lyman from Seattle. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, Whitney, I was looking at some of your background, and you actually came to Seattle to study music. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I grew up in Idaho, mostly in Boise, and I was always musically active in choirs and band and all kinds of things performing. And I just decided to study music for college, and I studied composition and jazz background and stuff like that, so it was super fun.
And so you decided to get into the music arena, and you are a singer, a songwriter. And let's fast forward now, because you've got it's about 10 years on you about doing this in the music industry.
Longer than that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You look so young. Okay, how long has it been?
It's been about 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you started in Seattle, but you've done so much. Tell me some of the highlights that you can remember that that really knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, well, Seattle has such an amazing live music scene and a great community, so it was a perfect place to build as a budding artist. And I played with a lot of different projects like the Seattle Rock Orchestra. I was able to do orchestral arrangements for them and sing lead vocals, which was so much fun. I performed in lots of different bands all over, and I got to collaborate with Odessa, who's also a Seattle area group who is now, gaining a lot of popularity. So that was a super cool experience.
But you were on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
She forgot to say that.
Forgot to say that. I was, there for their album release, and then I was able to perform with them on Jimmy Kimmel for their Moment Apart album release, and it was just a really amazing experience.
And it's probably given you a chance to grow within your music. So let's talk about your music. Tell me a little bit about what you do. How is it that you create it, and what type of genre is it?
Yes. Well, my own music is very mixed with all of the influences I've had, kind of from the jazz to the folky background that I come from, and I kind of just morphed it into, indie pop, rock. It's always hard to describe to people, but it's just, the sounds that I love combined, and I like to build these orchestrations. I like to build these worlds that it just feels magical and ethereal when you listen to it and you kind of enter into this space. So,
well, when you compose your music, because you're a composer and you're a writer and you write everything, go through that process when you start creating.
Well, it used to be, just me in my room, starting with my voice or an instrument, a piano, a guitar, and then just kind of building the song piece by piece if I want to add string arrangements, string quartet, and then build up the drums and all that kind of stuff. And then now I'm really opening up to more collaboration and co-writing, which I'm working with people, who have amazing credits working with Motown, and working with Alan Roy Scott, who's a major songwriter, has worked with Cher and Cyndi Lauper and Motown, and stuff like that. So I'm expanding my reaching to Nashville. So, I always put my flavor on things, but I think it can be even more beneficial to have, a collaboration that builds something that you couldn't have done completely on your own.
You have an album that's going to be dropping soon, is that right?
Well, somewhat. I'm working on some new songs that I'm recording and eventually to be released, but it's just really exciting because, like I've mentioned, expanding more in the songwriting process and just seeing, what can happen when we put that magic together.
And being at NAMM obviously is a pleasure to meet other folks and network. I was looking at some of the folks that this lady has got endorsements from, and I believe you're going to be singing at some of these or appearing at some of these endorsements. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, I'm performing today for Kala Ukuleles, or Kala Brand Music. I was endorsed by them for ukuleles. They also make now a little bass and a little guitars, things like that. Previously I've been endorsed by Mackie Sound. They had a promo video for their SRM Flex, so the portable PA that I was a part of, and so I just became kind of part of the team and got to perform for them 2020 at NAMM. That the last time before everything stopped, and then it was a really cool experience though. But I've also gotten on stage stands, who's been extremely helpful for any musician. You always need these accessories: mic stands, keyboard stands, foot pedals, just like anything you can think of, they make, and they're pretty reliable. So Martin guitar strings, they send me a lot of strings. They make ukulele strings because that's what they originated as. Guitar and electric and acoustic, and then I also have Gibson guitar, so I play a couple Gibson guitars. Yeah.
So a singer, songwriter, guitar player.
Yeah, I play obviously ukulele and keyboards and piano, so I need that keyboard endorsement. Also looking microphones, because I'm a singer first and foremost. So.
Well, what's next for you? I mean, where are you going next? Do you have any gigs coming up? Do you have any, performances or any collaborations or writing, anything?
Yes, I'm working on a lot of co-writing sessions right now with, major songwriters from all over the world and all over the country, people in Nashville, people in Europe, in Sweden, and, my people in Seattle, as well as California now. So I'm just really expanding my reach, and I love that idea that a songwriter can also, make a mark, not just as this big new artist, but as a songwriter. So that's also what I'm focusing on. The new songs, I think they're sounding great, so we're just kind of sending them around to see people who are interested and helping us take it, a step further.
Yeah, let's talk about your new songs that are coming out. Can you give me one of them, and what's the lyrics? What is it all about?
Well, this one was a co-write with Alan Roy Scott, and he's amazingly accomplished songwriter. So we wrote, it's called The Time Is Now. It's very inspired by Fleetwood Mac and kind of a modern take on that, and some of our inspirations. So it's about seizing the moment in a sense, and just kind of getting through, not listening to everybody else, but just listening to yourself and making that move. So it's very apt for the time in my life, right, to be making that next move with the music.
What type of sound is it? Is it more of a ballad? Is it pop rock? What?
This one, it's kind of alternative. It's got a nice steady beat that you could definitely drive down the road and just feel that California vibe a little bit.
Kind of get lost a little in the music.
A little bit, yeah. You can just feel the music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and where can people find you?
WhitneyLyman.com is my website. I also have everything on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, anywhere you find your music, I'm pretty much there. So WhitneyLyman.com has links to all of that as well.
And if you want to check her out or book her for a gig or have her come to your events or festivals, right? Didn't you do, you're looking at festivals?
Yeah, I do I've done all of that as well. Festivals, private events, anything that, we have a good time. We make music.
That's awesome. Okay, Whitney Lyman, that's LYMAN.com, and you can check out her music on all the platforms and also social media, right?
That's right. Instagram is at Whitney_Lyman, and, all over.
Whitney Lyman, just remember that name, Whitney Lyman. All right, that's it here from Backstage 360. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
I've been turned around
start to wonder